Welcome back to Nerd Thug Radio, and you're enjoying us on this awesome Monday. But it's not a great Monday for everyone. Yeah, that's right. We've been having
so much.
the worst, best time making fun of The Who and CSI Miami and Horatio, which is the worst name for a character ever.
Yeah, well, that's Hamlet's best friend. How dare you?
Nerd Thug Radio, Corey DLG, Nico over
the only
there.
guy who lives that play. He's the only one that's alive.
He's obsessed with Hamlet. Also,
I love
don't know
Hamlet.
if you know that.
It's so great.
No,
It's one of my favorite things ever.
Like, I guess when they read, I distinctly have this memory of when you all read it in high school. You were like, Corey, I just read Hamlet and it is amazing. And I was like, doesn't everyone die? And he was like, not Horatio,
because I was Horatio. I was alive at the end.
He's like, you didn't know what was gonna happen, so people would die left and right. And you're like, oh God, not me.
Not me.
Right? Yeah.
I'm next.
Right.
That's like never getting a script on a show where everyone keeps, like in Lost, when they didn't know who was gonna make it episode to episode.
Oh, right.
And being like, oh, thank God I made it to the next episode.
I like The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
They'll bring on people and they're like, oh, you're dead now. Bye.
Right.
Or the Game of Thrones. How could you?
Well, Walking Dead, they actually talk about how like everyone will know because like the producers call you the day before you.
Yeah, I saw that.
The producers will call you the day before shooting, and you kind of text everybody. Just got called by the producers. I got to go in for a meeting, and everyone's
I'm
like,
dead.
Oh,
I died.
best of luck, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Game of Thrones though, but because it was based on books, you kind of knew everybody. But now they're past the books. There's no telling.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? By the way, I'd like to point out in that the spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen last season. That at this point, Jon Snow and Queen of Dragons, they're related. And they confirmed they're related.
Yeah.
They're still having relations at the end of that. So,
Then I wouldn't put it ahead of the series. They started out with that anyway.
that's true.
Yeah. I mean, once you've had twins.
Yeah. They got... The twins were weird in the beginning, too.
Yeah.
So, that's fair. That's fair. But anyway, so all that being said, we are doing our weekly top 3.
Never would have guessed.
Right. We're in the middle of that. We're doing our favorite sports or car movies in honor of the great Austin Ford gracing us with his presence today. Now, we just went through Nico's miserable list. His number 3 was Space Jam. Austin Ford did Talladega Nights as his number 3. I did the Back to the Future trilogy as my number 3. Nico then rounded out number 2 with Tokyo Drift. Unfortunately. But this brings us to number 2 for both Austin Ford and myself.
Yeah.
We talked over the break and we realized we share this in common. It is probably the best car movie, at least in my opinion. Gone in 60 seconds.
Even better than Tokyo Drift? Oh my
Far
gosh.
superior.
Yeah. I mean, there's some good old car movies, but especially of our time. I mean, it's
Gone in 60 seconds. It made me want to steal cars. Like I'm not even ashamed to say that.
that movie put we have 267 Shelbys.
True.
Eleanor.
Right.
And that movie like put them kind of back on the map.
Right. Because I'll say people kind of forgotten about Shelby a little bit. Like it was a cool moment in history, and car guys knew it, but the rest of the world had kind of forgotten about Shelby.
Car people definitely.
They always know about Shelby,
but
right.
the general population
Had forgotten about the Shelby line from
and
Mustang.
then the Eleanor just made it all of a sudden just a really cool car again.
I'm going to say this. You were never too cool not to use that line on a lady. You definitely owe Nick Cage at least a handshake, or are you two ever cross paths with him, and just say thank you. Because if there's one thing I didn't hear enough of late at night at Denny's talking to some random chick when we were young. Yeah, I'm a race car driver. Yeah, you know that movie Gone in 60 Seconds? Eleanor? I have 2 of those.
That's the easiest way to describe it to someone, though. Like, what kind of car do you drive? You ever seen Gone in 60? I still do that. They're like,
Right.
what do you...
Right, but now people are like, what is that? Is that a movie? What is that?
Yeah, Nicolas Cage, gross.
Right.
Nicolas Cage. I love Nicolas Cage.
He went from like the coolest guy ever to Wicker Man. Like,
Yeah, it's a really...
that's a rough...
National Treasure 2.
National Treasure is the only franchise he still hasn't messed up at this point.
And if you have Netflix at home, you can find some really random Nicolas Cage movies.
It feels like Netflix just picks up every Nick Cage movie.
Yeah,
Because no one else will.
Yeah.
Do you think they have like a Nick Cage sympathy group inside of Netflix who chooses his movies?
They're like going down the list and like, oh, we forgot to pick this one up.
Right. Oh man, another Nick Cage movie? Where's Sorcerer's Apprentice?
I think Nicolas Cage works at Netflix. I'm gonna be honest with you.
And he's like, I think you guys should pick these films up. Just a personal recommendation, though.
Does anyone notice that Nick in the mailroom looks a lot like Nick from Gone in 60 Seconds?
That's a weird.
No.
So back to Gone in 60 Seconds, though.
Love that movie. Angelina Jolie, Nick Cage.
That's an all-star cast. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, that's
Giovanni Ribisi in one of his most unintelligible roles ever. I can't understand a word that comes out of his mouth. He mumbles the entire movie. Just saw this movie the other day. Still don't know what he's saying.
Nice.
He does this weird thing the whole movie. Correct me if I'm wrong. Where like every time they're talking, so at one point he's kind of like huffing and puffing when Nick Cage is like, "Man, if Dad were still alive, we'd probably both be working at the dealership." And Giovanni Ribisi's like, "Well, man, talking about family, like we do something, but you're the one who left, and the next thing you know, I'm by myself." It's like,
I
what did he
understood
say? What? What just happened? And Nick Cage was like,
Yeah.
"Line." What did he say? What? Like, I
I
mean,
didn't catch that.
the whole every time he talks, because like at first Nick Cage's like, "You can't help us. I promise, Mom, you're done." Hey, man, you talking what? It's like he's Kurt Cobain singing, but in a movie. Do you think he was like, "That's how a gangster talks"?
That's gotta be it.
Or do you think he had just gotten a retainer and he didn't want to tell the director, and he was like, "I'll work through it, man. Don't worry."
It's before he, refined his craft.
Thanks for coming to work today, Giovanni. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest star out of that movie right now is Scott Caan. Scott Caan, right?
I mean, he's the one still working.
Fair enough.
He's made 200 episodes of Hawaii Five-0 at this point.
Right.
The racist anti-Asian Hawaii
Yeah.
Five-0.
Dad has watched every single episode.
I
of
know,
Hawaii Five-0.
I know. Dad,
He sat and watched like
All of
17
them.
seasons in a row. And I was like, "Oh, what season are you on?" He's like 7. And I was like, "Would you just start from 1?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Jesus Christ."
they're an hour long and there's 22 of them a season, and that hasn't stopped him at all.
No.
He's like, "I ran out of episodes, so I watched something else." I was like, "You've seen all of them?"
This is the second lap? Yeah, Giovanni Ribisi, unintelligible. Great movie, though. Also, who's the bad guy in the Die Hard Free America jet trucker movie? He's the partner in this one.
Oh, man, what's that guy's name?
You're asking the wrong guy. I don't know.
I know, we didn't do enough research on this.
That's all right. Anyway, he's really funny later. Like, his career's funny. He has a lot of good one-liners. He's got good delivery. He was in the Texas Ranger TV show on FX.
Super specific.
Whatever. Shut up, Nico.
You know this really weird actor I'm probably referencing that nobody understands?
You
He's
know
got
what?
some really good line deliveries.
You know what? He picked Space Jam as his number 3. I don't feel like I have to justify
Right,
anything.
yeah.
Right here.
Kids have seen Space Jam.
Fair enough. Fair
No
enough.
kids nowadays have seen Space Jam.
Right.
Not
Hey.
a one.
Hey, Nico, what's your number 1?
Talladega Nights. It's
All right, moving on.
All right. We already talked about this movie.
Austin, why don't you go ahead and tell me your number 1?
My number 1, Varsity Blues.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know. Such
Yes.
a good movie.
John Vaught, the evil head coach of high school.
I mean, that was just
James
your typical,
Vanderbeek,
typical
backup quarterback.
Yeah, your teen sports movie.
It
while
was,
we were
dude.
growing up.
Remember the previews had the Foo Fighters song, and there's some guy running in
Yeah.
slow motion.
Oh, yeah.
There goes my hero.
I mean,
Watch him as he goes.
when that girl shows up with that whipped cream bikini.
Allie Larder.
Oh my god.
Allie Landry? Allie Larder.
I don't
It
know.
doesn't matter.
Larder. something.
Larder. She was later on Heroes.
Yeah. Oh man, just
Scott Caan again.
Yeah.
He's Tweeter.
and then they got what was it? Billy Bob. Billy Bob, the guy that was really really fat and is now skinny. He might be dead now.
I think he
don't know.
died.
I think he died.
I think he died recently.
From losing all that weight.
You know, they do say
him.
when you have the dramatic weight loss, it's not good for you. But he actually lost something like 200 pounds.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. But yeah,
He was.
I mean,
Didn't he take the teacher/stripper to prom in that movie?
I think so.
I think so. That was a fantastic
that was,
movie. That was
one of the movies where at that time we would watch that.
Yeah, we
like once a week almost or something like that. It was,
Yeah.
Small religion.
yeah, no, you
It's classic.
throw it on, you all laugh, you tell funny stories, enjoy it,
Love it.
love it.
Love
no, yeah, Varsity Blues, that was a great one. Is Paul Walker the starting quarterback? The one who
Paul
gets-
Walker?
Yeah, is he the one who gets his knee blown out?
Yeah,
and
Paul
then
Walker.
James Vanderbeek is the backup.
Yeah, I think so.
Holy moly! Look
He's
how it
dead now.
all ties together.
Yeah.
We brought it all back.
That's right, boys.
Look
Fast and
now.
Furious, Paul Walker, Varsity Blues, 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, terrible movies. That's right.
Is everything connected to Paul Walker?
You didn't know that?
He's like some sort of weird nexus.
With this
Like,
terrible IMDb resume, he's connected to everybody.
That's why everyone was so sad when he died.
Right.
Yeah.
It's because he's actually the center of the universe.
Wow. I don't really want to follow that up with anything. We're going to get away from that. My number one is The Replacements.
Oh, yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu.
Better Lucky Than Good.
I love Keanu Reeves.
And oh man, who was the head coach? Gene Hackman.
It's been a while since I've
Yeah.
seen The Replacements, but
Orlando Jones?
I remember enjoying that a lot whenever I saw it. Surprisingly, I don't think I remember
No,
there being
yeah, 'cause it
high
wasn't-
hopes for that.
Right, it wasn't going to be a big thing because nobody thinks Keanu Reeves is funny.
And you know what? I don't think it was a big thing at the time. I think it got
It's
a
probably
little
a
bit.
cult classic.
Yeah.
That's probably fair to say.
Yeah.
The Welsh drunk kicker who played soccer,
Oh yeah.
and then all the coach tells him is, remember, it's over the bar, not under the bar.
What's that guy's name? He was in a bunch of stuff after that.
Yeah,
he was in like
his career really
Knight's
takes-
Tale and stuff like that, right?
So his career, I don't think he's in
Is that the
Knight's
same
Tale.
guy?
No, that's Paul Bettany in Knight's Tale.
Oh,
He was in Notting Hill.
I don't know what we're talking about.
He was in Notting Hill. He's the weird friend. He actually does show up a bunch more times in other stuff later.
Okay. Yeah.
His career really takes off a few years after this, but this is probably the big screen, like the real good look at. He's got a weird name. I'm not even gonna
Attempt to pronounce it.
not even gonna try and remember it. It's a weird one though. But he's got an interesting career too. If you ever just kind of try and follow it.
I won't.
But The Replacements, the speech at the end when they're in the huddle and he's like, one more play, and he's like, I guess I should say something inspirational here. I don't really have anything. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever. Pain is only temporary. And the black guys are like, yeah. Remember the two guards, the brothers? They're like, yeah. And then they go out there and he's like, this was for you, Falco. And then they score the winning touchdown. The Washington goes to the playoffs, but it doesn't matter because they're all replacement players.
Yeah.
Makes out with the cheerleader. The end. Remember, the cheerleader's not even in anything. Like, the whole cast is kind of...
Just faded into obscurity
These
after
are
that.
not... Like, Keanu Reeves, Gene Hackman, the kicker, and that's it. Like, none of these other people... Orlando Jones has, like,
The other
3
ones
movies.
were literally replacements.
Yeah, they were. They really were.
Wow, guys. Way to follow up to the title.
And with that, we're going to replace this with the commercial break. Thank you, Nico. Thank you. Nerd Thug Radio. We got 12 more minutes of this goodness.